Hello YouTube, it's Barbara Jean. As I promised, I'm back. Excuse me, I got something in my eye here. Okay, that's better. Um, anyway, I thought I'd take a little break and actually go off into something a little more personal. Um, uh, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this anointing that I'm under, just because I feel there's a prophetic word that is tied to this. Well, actually, I should have looked it up. I haven't got my things. So I'm going to talk about songs. I'm going to talk about songs. I'm going to talk about something about my prophetic anointing that the Lord has given me, and that is in regards to songs. Now, I'm not unique in this. The Lord speaks to all of us in all sorts of different ways, and one of the ways He speaks to us is songs. He gives us songs in the night. I'm going to talk about some four of the songs the Lord has given me over the last, I don't know how many years since I've been walking with the Lord, that all had a specific meaning for me and how they had led me to this prophetic anointing that I'm under. I'm going to, first of all, give you just a couple of verses on songs to let you know that's one of the ways the Lord speaks to us. Let's see. There's so many on songs alone. Let's just go to Job. Job 35:10. But none saith, where is God my maker, who giveth songs in the night, who teacheth us more than the beasts of the earth, and maketh us wiser than the fowls of heaven. So there's Job talking about, people who are not crying out to the Lord during this particular time. He was saying that he was talking about, people should be asking, where are the songs? Basically, he was saying we should be expecting, those who are seeking the Lord should be receiving songs in the night, that the Lord speaks to us through songs. Okay. And let me see. Psalms 119, verse 54. Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. That's just another one there. Then, of course, there's a Song of Solomon, which is the song of the bridegroom to the bride and the bride to the bridegroom. They're basically singing to each other. Very beautiful. Read it. Beautiful song. Also, in I just wanted to just bring up one more, and that's in Revelation chapter, well, just all the way through it. The 144,000. Oh, the church, when they're in heaven, when they're raptured, we're singing a song. We sing our praises to the Lord there. Also, there's the 144,000, which are, when they're raptured, they're given a song. There's also the two witnesses, I believe, they're given a song, which is something I'm going to cover later. But they're given a song. We're all given songs of the Lord. Anyway, I'm going to talk about four songs in my life that had an impact on me that I didn't realize when I first started, through all this process that I'm walking with the Lord. I knew that songs were a powerful thing. I mean, we're all affected by music. We're all affected because it's part of the God thing in us that makes us. Which is why Satan uses it against us too. He corrupts music, he corrupts song, because he knows that if he can lower the level of our vibration, and basically God's going to trying to raise our level of vibration. He's trying to raise us up to a higher level, and he uses music because music causes vibration. Being a singer, I know about these things. So I studied in university. I studied opera, so. I know that, when I sing, and anyone who sings, you start to get this vibration going through your body. And when you're singing positive words, when you're singing things that are beautiful in words and lyrics and music, it actually elevates your vibration. And if you're in a choir, actually, they have done studies that when a choir is singing all together, that what happens is heart rates start to, your fellow choristers, choirsters, your heart rate all starts to beat in unison, and there's just a general euphoria that happens in a group of people who are singing beautiful things. Anyway, like I said, this is going to be more of a personal message on some of the prophetic things that the Lord has spoken to me through song. One of the first experiences I had that had a profound effect on me was when I was about 13, 14 years old. Um, I woke up to a song and I had a dream about the song. I have spoken about this in one of my other videos, but those who haven't seen the video, I'll explain very briefly. One night, one morning, I was waking up and the radio was on, and I was listening. I had heard a song, but the song, I woke up and I had this dream while this song was playing. I had this dream that actually influenced me for many, many years. Every time I was going through a difficult situation and I would start to complain to the Lord about my situation and why life couldn't be perfect and why was I going through this and why was I going through that, this song would come to my mind, and the dream that I had would repeat to me. So I knew it was from the Lord because this dream was very vivid, and it's like I said, it stayed with me and spoke to me. And this dream was, and the song was, believe it or not, was not a sacred song. It was a secular song. It was, "I beg your pardon, but I never promised you a rose garden." That was the song. And in the dream, I was in a little red wagon, like a child, sitting in this red wagon while the handle was up, but I was being pulled by an invisible hand. And as I was going up and down these hills and valleys in this little red wagon, and sometimes I was up and sometimes I was down, I was still in this red wagon being pulled by an invisible hand. It was in control of my life and in my destiny, but sometimes there were going to be good things and sometimes there were going to be bad things. But I had to trust the one who was leading me or who was in control of this little wagon that I was in. And so I'm just going to read the words to you because, interesting, I have to pull it up here. I actually haven't even, I have to I haven't pulled anything up. Oh dear, so silly. Anyway, that's the way I work, unfortunately. Let me just look this up. Okay, here it is. All right, now the lyrics are, that's not, oh, is that it? No, that's not it. Sorry, wrong one. Wrong song. Okay. It's just not coming up. That's strange. Had no problem. All right, here we go. Here are the words to the song. "I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. Along with the sunshine, there's gotta be a little rain sometimes. When you take, you gotta give, so live and let go. Oh, 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 I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. I could promise you things like big diamond rings, but you don't find roses growing on stalks of clover. So you better think it over. Well, if sweet talking you could make it come true, I would give you the world right now on a silver platter, but what would it matter? So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can. And again, I beg your pardon, I never promised you a rose garden. I could sing you a tune and promise you the moon, but if that's what it takes to hold you, I'd just as soon let you go. But there's one thing I want you to know. You better look before you leap. Still waters run deep. And there won't always be someone there to pull you out. And you know what I'm talking about. So smile for a while and let's be jolly. Love shouldn't be so melancholy. Come along and share the good times while we can." What that that lyric did for me basically was when I was, like I said, in my real downer moods, when I was feeling really particularly grouchy or angry at the Lord because my life wasn't perfect and I didn't understand all the troubles that I was going through. The Lord was basically telling me that He could make life perfect, but then I wouldn't learn anything. I wouldn't get to where I was supposed to go by life being perfect. That it was through the hard times and through the difficult times that I was actually growing and progressing, and it was part of the journey that I was on. Um, he could give me diamond rings, but then what would it matter? What good would what riches would I actually gain if he just gave me the world, just handed it to me? So there was some things that I had to learn through the process of the difficulties that I was going to go through. But I also had to learn to lighten up. I had to learn to smile from time to time, even though sometimes it was hard. I had to learn to laugh, and realize that this was only temporary, that the problems, the pain were only temporary issues, and that there was an eternal issue that the eternal plan that I was on. This was just a small little glitch. Okay, so that's what I had to learn, and that's what the song the Lord would bring to me during many, many years. This song kept coming back to me. Yes, the Lord speaks to us through secular music, people. Not all secular music, but He does speak to us. He speaks. He uses any means that He has to in order to get the message across. Okay, um, so, and in fact, strangely enough, most of the music that really have touched me have been secular more than sacred music. Just to let you know, the Lord has spoken to me a lot through secular music. For instance, the next one that I'm going to tell you about was happened a few years ago, before I realized this particular prophetic um, uh, time that I'm in right now, that I was approaching this particular decision that I had to make, whether I was going to accept this mission, whether I was going to continue in on this particular road that I was under, this prophetic road. And what was happening was, a few years ago, I had gotten myself my first little Walkman, Walkman thingy, those little iPods. Anyway, they had a lot of music, which was really wonderful for me, because as working in housekeeping, it was housekeeping could be quite, just turn that off for a second, could be quite boring, and so therefore what I would do was listen to music during while I was cleaning houses, and it really made a big difference to me. Um, okay, now one of the things that had affected me was I began to become very melancholy before I came on YouTube, about 2 years before I came on YouTube, a year and a half to 2 years before I came on YouTube. I came on YouTube in 2011, or was it 2010? I don't remember. My memory is so short, I can't tell you. But anyway, it was a year and a half to 2 years before I came on YouTube. I became really, really melancholy. And I couldn't figure it out. And I was just getting more. It was like this heart inside of me was yearning and longing for something. And I didn't know how to put it into words. And the Lord has shown me since then that it was actually the heart of the bride calling out for the bridegroom. Um, the the first song I shared with you was the Lord speaking to me, and this second song that kept coming into my mind, I couldn't shake it. It just kept coming and coming and coming. Was actually the heart of the bride calling out for the bridegroom, and I didn't know it, because at the time while the song was just going through me, and every time I heard it, I would just cry and I would weep, and I felt this heaviness of spirit, and I became more and more melancholy, till finally I asked the Lord what it was that was causing me to feel this way, and the Lord gave me a vision of the Lord Jesus as He walked by me. I was sitting at the feet of the Father, and I saw Jesus pass by. But this song was actually the prelude to this vision that I had, that allowed me to, it actually propelled me to uh, discovering my mission, or going towards going down further on the path. Basically, the light of my path. The Lord lights our path, and this song is what He was using to open my heart to see my prophetic mission, which was to be the heart of the bride, to feel the heart of the bride as the bride was longing for the bridegroom. But I didn't know it. Now, this is the song. I'm going to read it for you. It's also a secular song, but it has very spiritual connotations, overtones to it, and it's called "Thy Will Be Done." And I'm going to read the lyrics for you as soon as I find it here. I got to type these all in here. Here it is. Okay, it's Martika. Martika is Martika. Love, Thy Will Be Done. I'm going to read the words for you. Very profound and very beautiful. Love, thy will be done. I can no longer hide, I can no longer run. No longer can I resist the guiding light. It gives me the power to keep up the fight. Love, thy will be done. Since I have found you, my life has just begun, and I see all of your creation as one perfect complex, no one less beautiful or more special than the next. We are all blessed and so wise to accept. Thy will, love, be done. Love, thy will be mine, and make me strive for the glorious and divine. I could not be more satisfied. Even when there's no peace outside my window, there's peace inside. And that's why I no longer run. Love, thy will be done. Isn't that beautiful? That is so beautiful. Anyway, that's what the Lord gave me before I came on YouTube. Before, actually, let's say it was 2 years before I came on YouTube. The Lord gave me this song, and it would not leave me until it opened my heart, and it made me ask the question, what is wrong? What is wrong, Lord? Why am I feeling like this? Why am I so sorrowful? And it was the cry of the bride to the bridegroom. And interestingly enough, he answered. Like I said, he gave me the vision. He showed me Jesus Christ pass by. And that's when I said to the Lord, Lord, I think I need to spend more time with Jesus. He was always my Savior. But I spent more time with the Father. But the Lord was saying to me, the reason why you're so sad and the reason why this melancholy is over you is that you need to spend more time with the bridegroom. Okay? So that was the second song that really had a huge impact on my prophetic walk. Okay, now this is one I haven't talked about. I didn't talk about the last one, but I didn't talk about this one either. This happened when this is a very special song to me. I'm going to tell you something very personal. So after spending at least a year and a half spending more time with Jesus, I would get up in the morning and I would put on my praise music, and I would just spend an hour just praising the Lord, and not really expecting anything. I was more hoping for a vision. That's really what I was hoping for. I didn't know the Lord was going to show up in any kind of personal way, but he did. But this is how this happened. So I've been spending all this extra time with the Lord Jesus, and just spending time just seeing him and being with him in my mind, in my heart, loving on him, praising him. And a year and a half went by, and or was it that long? Just trying to remember. I don't think it was a year. I think it was a few months went by, and this interesting thing started happening. Unexpected. I wasn't looking for it because I didn't know what to expect. Like I said, all I was hoping for was maybe a vision. And I didn't get a vision. I got a song. And a couple of weeks went by before I actually woke up to the fact that I was hearing the song. Every morning when I would wake up in the morning, this song would come in my head. And without thinking about it, I would just wake up, there would be the song. Go to sleep, wake up, there would be the song. And it went on for at least 2, maybe 3 weeks before I actually clued in that I was hearing the song every single morning, that I would wake up to it. Again, not a sacred song, but a secular song. And this time it was the song of the bridegroom speaking to the bride. Okay, the last song that made an impact, it was the heart of the bride calling out for the bridegroom. And now this song was the bridegroom giving a song to the bride. And this was a very beautiful love song. And it's a secular song, and it's by Chicago. And that's what woke me up to the fact that there was something supernatural going on here, was when I kept hearing this song. So this is the song. I'm going to read the words to you. You're probably very familiar. Anybody who was raised in the 60s and 70s and 80s, this would be a very familiar song. And I am going to read that for you here. Let me see. Let me just type it in. There it is. Okay. The song is "You're the Inspiration" by Chicago. I kept hearing this song. Let me read the words too. So beautiful. Listen to this. You know our love was meant to be the kind of love that lasts forever. And I want you here with me from tonight until the end of time. You should know everywhere I go, you're always on my mind, in my heart, in my soul. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration. Want to have you near me. I want to have you hear me saying, no one needs you more than I need you. And I know, yes, I know, that it's plain to see we're so in love when we're together, and I know that I need you here with me from tonight until the end of time. You should know everywhere I go, always on my mind, in my heart, in my soul. You're the meaning in my life. You're the inspiration. You bring feeling to my life. You're the inspiration. Want to have you near me? I want to have you hear me saying, no one needs you more than I need you. Isn't that beautiful? That was the voice of the bridegroom speaking to the bride. He was speaking to me, but also speaking to the heart of the bride. The church, he was saying this to them, and he's saying it to us, that the church was his inspiration for everything that he went through. The creation of the world, the world itself, and everything that's beautiful and everything that's in heaven that he's created for us, the mansions, the beautiful things that are waiting for us. We were his inspiration. And he wants to say that no one needs us more than he needs us. He needs us. Isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful. Anyway, it made a huge impact on me. I had no idea. I knew Jesus loved me, but I had no idea to that moment that's how he felt about me. Like if you read the Song of Solomon, and in fact, it was after that he really told me, although I'd read the Song of Solomon before, it was after that he told me to go back and read the Song of Solomon. That's the bridegroom and the bride speaking to each other. But it's also the bridegroom and how he loves us and he longs for us and he's waiting for our marriage and the consummation and the beautiful foreverness that's going to happen as a result. Isn't that gorgeous? He is so amazing. Anyway, now, I'm coming to the present day here. Okay, let me just get this first. I had to get something behind me here. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is in the last week and a half, I've had a song go through my head. And I can't seem to get rid of this song. It just keeps coming back and coming back. And it was not a song I grew up with. It's not a secular song. It's a sacred song. But it's not a song that I grew up singing in church or actually even heard until recently. I have an album with Amy Grant and some of her sacred music that she's done. And this song was one of them. And it's just part of the whole, I had this huge library of music that I listen to on a daily basis, sacred, secular, romantic, jazz, all kinds of stuff. I just have a whole slew of. I've got a library of music, and this was one of the songs that Amy Grant sings on one of her albums. And anyway, the last week and a half, I can't seem to get this song out of my head. It just keeps coming back. So I have to assume after all this buildup of just letting you know that the Lord speaks to me, and not just me, but he speaks to many of us through songs, but in his way of speaking to me, and he keeps giving me the same message until I finally get it. Okay? Until I finally get the message or get the message out. So I'm going to read the lyrics to you for this song that the Lord just keeps giving to me. And I believe it is a prophetic word for the church. Okay, in regards to the bride and the bride's readiness, that the bride is ready. She has been prepared. She is without spot or wrinkle, and therefore this is the song of the bride to the bridegroom. Okay, before it was the song. The Lord gave me a word. It was the bridegroom to the bride. I never promised you a rose garden. Second song he gave the bride was "Thy will be done." Oh, that was the bride to the bridegroom. Thy will be done, thy will be done. that surrender, that is calling out to the Lord to be a willing vessel for his ministry and what he was going to use the bride through to purify her and to get her ready and prepared. The third song was the bridegroom to the bride, saying, "You're the inspiration. I'm so glad that you came. You're surrendered yourself to me. That I am now going to work through you, and you've been the inspiration for all the things that I made this world for. This love, this beautiful, all-consuming love, between a man and a wife, between a husband and a wife, and so anyway, now we've come to the conclusion. At least we're getting close to the conclusion. This is the bride speaking to the bridegroom. Okay, this is the song that keeps coming into my head, and it's "Sweet Will of God." Now, I want you to listen to these lyrics. They're very beautiful, but very, very prophetic. Listen to this. "My stubborn will at last hath yielded." It means I've finally given in. All is yielded. Okay, "my stubborn will at last hath yielded. I would be thine and thine alone. And this the prayer my lips are bringing, Lord, let in me thy will be done. Sweet will of God, still fold me closer till I am wholly lost in thee. Sweet will of God, still fold me closer till I am wholly lost in thee." Second verse. "I'm tired of sin, footsore and weary. The darksome path hath dreary grown, but now a light hath risen to cheer me. I find in thee my star, my sun." Third verse. "Thy precious will, O conquering Saviour, doth now embrace and compass me. All discords hushed, my peace a river, my soul a prisoner bird set free." Isn't that amazing? So in this verse, it's talking about there is now an embrace between the bride and the bridegroom. They're embracing. Okay, there's no discord. There's nothing between them anymore. But all discord is hushed, and there's peace, the peace of the New Jerusalem. The peace of the New Jerusalem is there, people, and the soul has been set free. Fourth verse, shut in with thee. Shut in with thee. Where do we see that shutting? The opening and the closing. The bridegroom is shut in with her husband on the honeymoon. The door is shut. O Lord, forever, my wayward feet no more to roam. What power from thee my soul can sever? The center of God's will, my home. Where is our home? The New Jerusalem. Sweet will of God, still fold me closer till I am wholly lost in thee. Sweet will of God, still fold me closer till I am wholly lost in thee. Isn't that beautiful? And that is, I believe, the song of the bride to the bridegroom. She is now fully surrendered, and she's now prepared to go on her honeymoon. She's prepared now to. She's fully surrendered, and she is now fully willing to be a mature woman in the arms of her lover. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so I just thought I'd give that to you because it's an encouraging word. Like I said, the Lord has given me this prophetic ministry. I'm the prophet for the bride. I'm not ashamed to say so. That's what the Lord gave me to do, and that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to finish this race until it's done, and we're almost done. We're almost done, people. So anyway, I will finish this this video, and I will move on to the next. God bless.